Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
In this video, we are going to learn arrays in Python and inbuilt array functions in Python. Array is a continuous memory location which can hold a list of values at a time. To store a list of items, for example, a list of bike names or car names or fruit names, we can use an array. Wherever we have to store a list of similar kind of items, we can use an array, right? For example, over here we want to store, suppose, the names of bikes, names of three bikes. So the structure would somewhat look like this as it is shown. So if the memory location name or the variable name or the array name is bike, then bike 0 is going to hold the first bike name, bike 1 is going to hold the second bike name, and bike 2 is going to hold the third bike name. So here it is to be noted that the position of the arrays start from 0. So for us, this is the first item of the list, but for the array, it is the 0th item of the list, or it is at the 0th index of the array list. All right. So this is the array, definition of the array. Now, how do we declare an array in Python? To declare an array in Python, it's very simple statement. You just have to say the array name equals to the square brackets. So that will make the Python compiler understand that we are going to use an array by the name of bikes. All right. Now, how do we put values into it, right? And how do we print the values out of it? So if we look at this example over here, we have created an array bikes, an empty array. Now we have asked the user to enter how many elements the user wants at that in that list, or how many items they want in that particular list, or how many bike names they want in that list. So the user has given no. So we are running a loop from 0 till no, because we know that the array starts from 0 position. So we have taken 0. 0 to no, 1. Now name equals to input enter bike name. So whatever name the user gives over here, that goes to the name. And we have an append function which adds on the names to this empty array. So how do we use it? The array name dot append and the name which you want to store. So whatever name the user will give, that will keep going in and get stored into that list called bikes. All right. And now if we have to print it, we'll just same loop again. We'll run the same loop again for I in range 0, no, 1 and print bikes I. Okay. So here the first value of I is going to be 0. So this will point to bike 0. That means the first element of the array bike list. Okay. When the value of I will increase by 1, it will become 1. So that means it will print the next element, that is the 1th element or the next element of the list, and so on it goes, right? So if we see that how the output will appear when we actually run this on compiler, so output will appear something like this on the compiler. That means it will ask you how many bikes, 3, and then it is asking the name of the bikes. We have given the 3 names of the bikes, and then it is simply printing the all the array name one by one. This is one more way using which we can print the whole array together, that is by the statement print. If I just simply say print bikes, so it's going to print the whole array, whatever are stored in that array, in a go, in one lot, and the output will be somewhat like this. So when we use say print and the array name, it comes along with the bracket on the sides, and then all the elements are shown with the comma in one horizontal line. So this is the way we input an array and we print the elements of the array. Now we have some special functions or inbuilt function which we used with array. We call it array methods. So let's see one by one what are they and how do we use them. So the first array method is append, which we have already used in that previous example, where the syntax of it is array.append, and you put the data over here whatever data you want to store, and that goes and gets stored into the array, the list that we have already seen in the previous example. So now there's one more function called clear. So if I use this function, this the syntax of this function is array.clear. So if I use it like this, here of course in the name for array, the name of the array will come. So name of the array dot clear, and clears all the data stored in that particular array. All right. Let's see if we can have a example of this. If we can want to use example of this, suppose in the previous example where I have stored the arrays and the bike names into the array bike, and the array name is bike, and we have stored 3 bike names over there. So after that, if I would have done the statement like bike dot clear, okay, I have used the function like this where the array name is bike, and then we would have printed, tried to print the content of the array bike, then you would notice that nothing would appear over there. All right, if I say bike, nothing will appear here because it has deleted all the content, it has cleared all the content from the memory location of that particular array. All right, we'll discuss this when we do it practically. Now comes the copy function. There's one more function, copy, which actually copies content of one array into another array. So over here we have declared an array bikes. So here we are not taking the input from user, but we are initializing the array with certain 3 names of the bike or 3 elements. Now I'm creating one more array over here, two-wheeler, and I'm using copy function to copy the content of the array bikes. Then when I print two-wheeler, it is going to show me the same content which the array bike is storing. All right, so it's going to show me the content something like this, which are the same as the content of the array bikes. Okay, so this is about the 3 functions: the append function, the clear function, and the copy function, inbuilt function of array methods in Python. There are a few more methods, and out of them the fourth one is the extend. All right, now this function is used if you want to extend the array, if you want to add 2 arrays together, join 2 arrays together. So over here we have declared one array by the name of bikes, where already 3 elements of the list are there. When I say array, that means list. In Python we call it list. Normally it's an array. So then we have declared one more array or list by the name bikes2, and we have stored 2 names over there in the new list. Now if I put the function like this, bikes, that is the first array name, extends the second array name bikes2. Now both array lists will be combined, and if I want to print the first array list, means the second array list will be added to the first array list. Okay, so when I see the output of this, I'll get all names, all both arrays names together in the first array, because here I'm printing the bike1 bikes, that is the first array. Okay, so that means the second array's names has been added to the first array name. All right, now let's see what is the next function uh, of the array. Next is the index. Now as the name says, it's going to reply to you or return to you the position of the particular element in that array. Suppose we have a similarly a one array bikes with 3 bikes name, another array bikes2 with 2 bikes name, as we did in the previous example, and then we have extended, means we have joined both of them. Now I want to see what is the position of the element Suzuki in that combined list. So that means bikes.index Suzuki. So if I look in the combined list, the position is going to, because Honda will have the 0 position, then this will have first position, this will have second position, this will have third position. Okay, so the output, the position variable POS will store 0, which is the index of Suzuki, and then it's going to print the position 0. So when we run it, we'll observe that the output will come as index of Suzuki is 3. Okay, because as I explained you, it would be in the third position of the combined array. Now few more functions are there. The next function is going to be insert. As the name says insert, it's going to insert a new element in between or at a position specified in that existing array. So suppose we have an array by the name bikes, where I already have Honda, Kawasaki, and Suzuki, Hayabusa, five array elements or five names of the bike, and I want to insert. Now, how would I use this? I'll put the array name dot insert. I'll tell the position at which to be insert, right, and what to be insert. So it is going to insert Harley Davidson bike name in the third position. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. When you print the array, so the output shall come somewhat like this. Okay, so here you observe that the new file name, new bike name, or new element of the array has been introduced at the third position. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so third position where the new name has been inserted by the function insert. Now the next function is pop function. Pop function means it removes the elements from an array. So if I have an array by the name bikes and I have few bikes in over there, if I say bikes.pop3, so that means going to remove the element which is at the third position, and then when I print bikes, it should show me the names other than the name in the third position, which will be four names. So third position name, which was 0, 1, 2, 3, Suzuki. Yeah, this was in the third position. 0, 1, 2, and 3. This has been removed, and you see in the new list we don't have that name now. All right. Now let's move on to and see what is the next function which we have for arrays in Python. The next function is this is the last function, I believe. So pop function removes it, and let's see. Yeah, the next function is the remove function, which is quite similar to the pop function. So pop function deletes a specific element, and the remove function also removes a specific element. All right. Now the difference between the pop and the remove is that in the pop function we specify the position from where to be from where the element has to be removed, and in the this remove function we are telling the name. Okay, so we are here telling the name, which name has to be removed. So this is the only difference. Both are doing the same job here. So here if I specify bikes dot remove Anfield, so it's going to remove this bike name from the list, and when we print it, it will show us all the other names other than the names which the user wants to remove from the list. All right. Another function is the reverse function. Now, as the name says reverse, it's going to reverse the whole list. Okay, so that means the last element will get printed first and the first element will get printed last. So this should be the first element, this should be second, third, fourth, and last element in this particular example. So when I run it, I'll see that when I run this program, the list is printed in a reverse way. So the last element of the list is getting printed first, and so on. It keeps going towards the beginning. Okay, and here the first name has become the last name in the new list. So when we reverse it, actually reverse the array or the list in the index order. Now we have the sort function also. Now sort function actually arranges the array in alphabetical order. So if I say bikes.sort, it's going to arrange all the elements here in ascending order. By default, it is ascending. So alphabetical in ascending. If I have numbers here, so it will do numbers in ascending order. If there are string elements, means the names, it is going to put them in order of dictionary or alphabetically, right? So if I run this program, the output shall come something like this. So when I run this, the sort function, you will see the first name is starting with E, the second name with H, again with H. Now this is H, starting with HA, so this will come first, and HO will come after. Then the next name K is starting with K and S. Okay. Now how do we do if we want the name list in reverse order? Okay, in descending order. So in descending order, we just have to specify one more parameter to the reverse function, which is reverse equals to true. So if I just have to reverse, just have to sort it in ascending order, I need not to specify any parameter here inside the bracket. But if I have to reverse it in descending order, I have to say bikes dot sort reverse equals to true, print bike. So this particular function is going to give me the list in reverse order. That means the Suzuki, which is starts from 1, is going to come first, then with K, then with H, then with H, A, and then with E. So this is going to print the list in descending order, right? Now, I hope you would have understood this well. Let's understand this practically in a better way. So we are going to do the practical part of it in the second part of this video. So see you in the second part of this video. Thanks for giving your time. Bye bye. Take care.
If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.